Okay, this video is for Your Space Solutions for Tessa. It's literally to show Tessa how to edit the properties that she's got on the website. So it's quite specific to her, but again, for other people it might be useful to see how I work around the pages and things. Okay, so what I always do, I have one screen in my browser that's the front of the site, so I can actually see any changes I've made, and in another tab I've logged into the site already. Okay, with Tessa's, all of the properties are under projects, which you can find in this sidebar here. So you click on that to see all of the projects, or properties rather. On the front of the site we'll go to one of them, which will be the city pad, and there you can actually see all the content that's on that page. In the back of the site we look for it, city pad with private balcony, we click on that. That will bring you to the page that's got all the details for the city pad property. I've tried to lay out on each of these blocks, because these are what you're going to need to edit, what exactly they are. So for instance, this one, city pad with private balcony on the front of the site, that relates to this title at the top of the page. Each of the blocks actually represent the information and the images that are on the front end. So going further down, we've got two columns now, because we've got an image on one side and the text on the other, which is the image there and the introduction text. Now to open any of these modules, you just click on the cog on the dark inner box. You won't need to touch sections or rows, just work with the modules for now. Okay, so we'll open that, and there we can see all the text. Now you've got two options here. You've got text or visual to work in. A lot of people work in visual, but the problem with that is it's not always what you see is what you get. And if you've copied text, let's say from a Word document that's in a different font and everything, it will actually put that text exactly that way into your website, which isn't a good thing really. I try and suggest swap between the two, and when you go back to the text it will lose some of the formatting that I put in there, which is fine, makes it easier to work with. Where you've got things like strong with the two little triangles either side, never touch those, but sort of you can work out for yourself, like city centre within the strong, that just means bold, like I've got here on the front. So you edit literally however you want it, but that's your introduction text in that box there. Whenever you've done anything differently or whatever, always save it by ticking the green box down here in the corner. Over here on the side under publish, after you're happy with any change you've made, always click update, and that will reflect the changes on the front of the site. If you don't click update, it won't do anything. For images, those are a little bit more difficult, because a lot of them I actually size in an image editor beforehand. I haven't with these ones, because luckily they actually all were the right sizes, but that's the image. Always be careful with the image. On the advanced you'll actually see there's an image alt text and an image title text. Not quite so important with these internal pages like where you've got loads of properties, but generally speaking I still would. So you could put in there city pad in Southampton, because that's stuff that's behind the scenes that Google sees. Now with these properties they're mostly going to be rated on the front of the site where they're actually featured, but it is worth doing actually. Going further down, you've got the gallery module, and you'll see there when you open that, those are the images that have been included in that. You can move them around by dragging and dropping. I'll put that back because they were in the right order. If you want to get rid of any, when you hover over them, you'll see that little bin which you click and the image will go. To add additional ones, click on this empty space here with the plus sign. It will open your media library, which contains all the images that you've got in your site. If you've already uploaded some images that you want to use, that's fine. If not, over here next to media library, it's got upload files. You click on select files and you're able to upload an image directly from your computer. But we're not actually going to change any of that for now, so I'll just move this video box out of the way. When you actually have put new ones in, make sure that they're ticked to add to the gallery. And down here, this green button, you just click on select and it will put the image into the gallery. As I say, this is already done, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. Moving further down, we've got the drop downs. The first one, toggle, is the space, which I haven't actually labelled on this. But if you look, you've got those 4 boxes there that have all that information. So the first one is the space. Do it exactly as we did with the introduction. Then you've got the guest access, and you've got other things to note, and then you've got the price. If you don't want one of those, like other things to note, you click that little bin and it will delete it. But exactly as with the introduction, when you're happy with it, you tick the green box, and I'll just open the price. So you change the price there, tick the green box, and always go up and update. Now with this particular one, I've created about a dozen individual booking forms for each property. So you don't need to touch that or do anything with it, because otherwise you'll lose the formatting on there. So as I say, when you're finished, you update the button. The little spinning thing just tells you that it's saving it. And then when it's finished, you'll actually see post updated up here under edit project. If we have made changes on the front of the site, all you do to see your changes is to refresh your browser screen, so that if changes have been made, you'll be able to see them. Basically, that's it for the properties. The pages, it's a pretty similar setup, to be honest. For instance, we haven't got anything on the what we do page at the moment, or indeed the terms. We can add that text anyway, but it's laid out pretty much the same as the properties, and you find pages here. But I'd recommend that I actually put the pages in for you first, so that you actually have got the text and everything placed how you want it. You'll see some other things like posts, those are for blogs, but I think that's enough now, so that at least Tessa can edit her properties. Okay.